band Filter. We're on the Crazy Eyes tour currently in Arlington Heights, I believe, in Illinois. I've got a whole bunch of new toys that I'm taking out on the road here. I did a lot of work on the record with Richard over the last, well, it was almost a year in total, I believe, that we worked on it. So I really wanted to bring as much of that element out into the guitar world as possible so that we could remove it from the tracks and we could perform everything live. It makes it more fun for us, and it's cooler because it's different every night. You know, it's not stale. Chris is doing the same thing with his setup, and so is Bobby. So everyone's triggering a lot of stuff, and we're sort of creating our own sounds. I guess there's a lot of element of improvisation as well, because there's a lot of textures that we created on the record. So what I've got here, I'll just run you through. Just got my nice little poly tune here. This guy is unbelievable. I think this is one of the best pedals I've ever seen in my life. It does many things. Really, what it says here, you know, you have a diatonic pitch shifter. You have a couple of different pitch shifters. You've got an octave, you've got a pitch flex, and all that. And you got the H. What is it? The H949, the H910 emulations here. But what this says here, it doesn't really describe the depth that you can get, because you have all sorts of weird delays and modulations, and I use it to create some pretty spaced out reverbs and real dark, sort of cavernous, ominous textures, you know, which we use in quite a few of the songs. Mothery, Nothing in My Hands, Blinding Rights, even Head of Fire, you know, just to create those real sort of crazy, bent, dark horror sort of sounds. So I've got that. I'm taking this thing out as well. It's a Boss DD500. It's a very, very cool, very versatile delay. You can get reverse stuff happening. You can do so much. It's probably the most powerful delay unit I've come across, I think. You know, it takes a little while to work it, but once you do, it's really worth the effort. EVH Phase 90, really, really good pedal. Very simple, one knob, one button. I have this Boss loop slicer, the SR20. I really like this. I use this in the studio. I didn't really use it on the Filter record. I did use it on the Combichrist record, which we recently just finished. But I really enjoyed it. There's one downside to it, is that you can't save the preset of the tempo that you desire. So everything is done by tap, which also makes it interesting, because you really gotta feel the groove, and you got to make sure you're on it. You know, it's kind of hit or miss. Am I going to get it or not? It takes a little getting used to, but it's very, very cool, really fun. After here, I'm going to the way huge ringworm. So this guy's just a really crazy ring modulator. You got all sorts of waveforms. I get pretty dialed in so I do a lot of real-time modulation here with frequency and you know, changing the width and the rate of the modulation, and that's super cool. I really dig this Bad Horsey wah pedal. The reason being is that a lot of wah pedals, you have an on-off button, so you either play a wah solo or you do a wah thing or you don't. With here, I use this a lot just to sort of hit one note, you know, if I want one note to sort of morph for like one chord, especially with the Eventide. That combined with this, you can get some super weird, twisted textures. Hard to really describe until you hear it, but it's a lot of fun. And I have this volume pedal, you know, just for swells and stuff like that. If I just want to cut everything at once, that's running after all this stuff. So that's the pedal board there. Then we got our guitar boats. This is mine and Richard's stuff over here, all sort of piled into one. Where do I start? Where's my stuff, Kevin? I'm here. Okay. Yep. So this is a guitar I've had for 10 or 12 years now, I believe. No, maybe not that long. Maybe 8 or 10 years. It's Fender Telecaster Deluxe. I tried about 30 tellies over in Perth, and this was the first one I decided, and the last one that I came back to. I really, really like it. It's very special. It's been through a lot, lots and lots of gigs, and it's my main one that I go to in the studio as well. And I've just taken out the standard and chucked the DiMarzio hot rail in here. You can see the wear and tear on it. Love this pickup, love this guitar, awesome. I've recently gone with Ernie Ball. I use the Slinkies, and I use a couple of different gauges. On the lower tunings, I tend to go with, what do I go with, Kevin? 10 to 52?
10 to 52, swapping out the 52 with a 62, I believe.
That's right, because on some of them we tune down to...
Going A tuning.
Tune out to A on the 6 string, so you get a real fat, ballsy bottom end, and it doesn't get loose. We use that on Welcome to the Fold and Take Me to Heaven. Then I also have, now this guy, Ernie Ball, gave me to use on this tour, so it's only about a week that I've had it in my hands, and I absolutely love it. First thing I loved about it was the shape and the colors. It's very similar to the Tele with the white or cream inlay. And I really like rosewood necks. The only downside about my Tele is that the maple tends to get a little bright sometimes, and I really like the rosewood top here. So I had a little fiddle with it, and they said you're welcome to take it out, and I've just fallen in love with it. This is now one of my favorite guitars, so I'm really stoked about that. Next we have this guy. This is the Esoteric. I'm not sure what model it is. It might be DR1, I believe. It's really, really cool. It's a couple of Seymour Duncan Super Distortion pickups in here. One's a Super Distortion, one I'm not too sure. I use this for some of the lower tunings. I've used it in the studio as well. Very, very heavy, very fat sounding guitar. Lots and lots of fun to play. Slim neck. Yeah, there's another guy out here that's got very similar one of these from Vampires Everywhere, and we both really like them. So good job, Esoteric, and thank you. Last one I'll show you is this guy. GNL gave us this to use on the Take Me to Heaven video clip, and after I used it for about an hour or two, I had to hold on to it. I really, really enjoyed this one. They're all great guitars. I mean, they're all sort of great for different things. This one just looks really cool as well. You know, check it out. GNL don't really make bad guitars. Really love this one. This is the Fallout, by the way. I've had a few people ask me. Alright, now sort that out later. Coming up here. So over here, this guy, it's a secret weapon. So this is the Bogner Uberchaun Twinjet. It has a purple mod. I'm not exactly sure what it is. They've done something to the circuit and the light turns purple. It's really cool. I use this in the studio to track guitars for the latest Combichrist record, and I really, really enjoyed it in the studio. And after that, I told them, like, guys, I have to take this out on my own, and they were really supportive, and they've been great. They gave me the option of that and the Ecstasy head. They're both really, really good. This one's 160 watt, and it's designed for heavier playing, and the way that it handles lows is incredible. It has so much headroom. It's really very tight without being muddy, and very big, but still having a lot of clarity in all registers. And they also recommend to run that through the Uberchaun cab, because this guy is designed to handle the lower frequencies a little better as well. They also let me take this guy out as well. I probably didn't really need it. I just like the match of the black and white. Now that is running through, because we use in-ears. Richard really likes to have a tight DI sound with a lot of bottom end, which is hard to achieve through a cab. Another guy that I use this in the studio. This is good for both studio and live. My friend Meeks from Cold Chamber introduced me to Paul Rivera of Rivera Amplification. So what they make is this is essentially a DI box, which attenuates. So if you want to get a little more, you can see I'm running these pretty hot. Then you can attenuate it through here, so you can get the juice out of the amp, but you can attenuate the wattage through here. And then so this is your attenuation side. And then over here, what a lot of DI boxes don't have, which makes this thing really unique, is that it has this graphic EQ. Right now this is set to a vintage 30 emulation. That's very, very close. I kid you not. It's really amazing what they've done with this. So that's the basic EQ curve of a vintage 30. Once you get in there, you can start making tweaks if you like, and in the studio, you find that you want a little less 4K or maybe a little more 1.6 or whatever. So you can get really versatile. Just to let you know, when I was doing the Combi record, I would go back and forth. Something based on the vintage 30 and then something based on the greenback cabinet, and they're very, very close. And after I used this, I didn't really find much need to mic up a cabinet anymore. So this goes through to our in-ears, and this actually goes through to front of house. Sound guy doesn't even find a need to mic up the cabinets. Although I prefer the cabinet sound, I just like to be loud. But really with this, there's so much you can do. So I'm really happy. This is the best rig, best setup I've ever had in my life, together with my pedals. I feel really confident, and I'm really enjoying myself every night when I play out and stuff.